Welcome to the Family Bank Information System. The purpose of this program is to help you maintain your spending and to avoid overdraft fees. We do this by creating transactions and creating recurring transactions called recurring templates, which will generate transactions which you can use to make sure you have enough to spend after all your fixed and non-fixed expenses have been paid. Okay, we'll start by creating our bank account. So we click on Bank Account Manager, and we go in and type in our bank account name. So we'll call it My Checking Account. Okay, and we'll hit Tab, and we'll put in, say, a beginning balance of 1904.45. There we go. Hit Tab, and now it says you must first save. So we'll just click on Save here, and we'll hit Tab. And now we're at a place where we can create transactions. Now, every transaction has a recurring template attached to it. A recurring template is used to generate transactions at specific intervals over and over again. That way, for example, if you've got transactions that come out of your bank account with automatically, you can have these show up automatically here, and you can clear them here so that you know how much money you have, and make sure you have enough money to cover those automatic recurring expenses. Okay, we'll start by typing in a recurring template name. So we'll just say we'll do paycheck. Okay, and hit Tab, and it'll say paycheck was not found in the recurring templates table. Do you wish to create a new recurring template? And we'll click on yes, we do. Okay, here we are where we can create recurring transaction templates. So you hit Tab on the keyboard, and the amount for paycheck we'll say is $1,500, and we'll click Tab, and this time it's a deposit. Hit Tab, and it recurs every 2, and we'll say every 2 weeks. And we'll generate them starting on Friday, September 11th. Okay. Click Save Select, and it adds it to the grid. But before you can modify it, before you can continue, we want to know if you want to update the recurring template starting date to September 25. And yes, we do want to, because we've already got a transaction dated September 11th here. When it goes to generate from recurring templates, we don't want it to create another transaction of September 11th. We want the next one it creates to be September 25. So we'll click yes. Okay, and there's the paycheck, and it's in our grid. Okay, we'll hit down arrow and left. Okay, now there's another way we can create recurring templates, and that's through our lookup. So you can click on the lookup button, and we'll just click add. See the paycheck that we already entered. So So we'll just click add. Alright, and we want to put in, we'll say our grocery budget. Now groceries isn't necessarily a recurring bill, but it is one that we're going to have to spend at least every week, and we want to make sure that we keep enough money in there to last us through the week. So we'll type in groceries, and hit tab, and we'll change the amount. We'll say $150, and tab, it's a withdrawal, and this is going to recur every 1 week. And we'll generate them starting on September 4th. Okay, and click Save Select. And yes, we want to update the starting date. And there we go. It's in our grid. Now, one thing we want to change here, especially, is the bank account name. It looks like I just found a typo, so I'll just click on that and hit the backspace and hit tab. Oops, that didn't do it. Okay, we'll just hit that, hit the delete, and we'll hit save. Okay, it's all corrected that. Alright, now we'll enter in the next transaction. Okay, for the next transaction, we'll do house payment. So we'll type in house payment, hit tab, and yes, we'll create a new one. Okay, then our description is good. The amount we'll say is $1,400, and this is a withdrawal. It's going to recur every 1 month, and we'll generate this starting on September 7th. Okay, and we'll click Save and Select. And we want to update that. Yep. Click on yes there. Alright, now we'll start entering miscellaneous transactions. These are transactions that are not generated automatically. They have a recurring template that's a non-generating template. These are transactions we'll enter in manually, since they don't generate at certain set intervals. Okay, we'll type in miscellaneous as the name of our recurring template. Okay, hit tab. Yep, we'll create a new recurring template, and we'll just keep everything here because, except for from months, hit the Alt down arrow key, and I'll change that to non-recurring. And we'll just, the date doesn't really matter, so we'll just click on Save and Select. And there it is. Notice it didn't ask me to update the date, and that's because this is a non-recurring template. Okay, so we'll type in a date. We'll say the date is September 8th. Okay, hit tab, and we'll change the description, and we'll say maybe this is a uh, plumbing expense. So we wrote a check to the plumbers. So now we're waiting for it to clear the bank. So we'll just type in an amount. Maybe it was $80. Okay. Hit tab. Tab again. Okay, so that's in there. Now there's another way we can select miscellaneous, is we can type it or select it in the lookup. So I'll type it in, and notice as I type it in, it automatically highlights the one that's already in there. Makes data entry go much faster, and it lets you know how to connect this recurring template to this transaction. Okay, so we'll just type that in, hit tab, there we are, it's ready to go. And this time we'll change the date to say September 18th. Okay, and we'll call this, say, pest control. Okay, and the amount we'll say is $50, and it's a withdrawal. And there we go. Notice we get a message here saying don't forget to save this record. And if we wait long enough, it'll say save this record ASAP. That's because when you enter in data into the form, into this window, it does not get put into the database until you click save. Otherwise, it's just sitting in memory. So if your computer dies or the power goes out or something bad happens, this won't be saved and you'd have to re-enter everything. So you want to click save and click save often. Or you can click Control S. You can use, there's plenty of keyboard shortcuts here in this program. Okay. Now it looks like we've got our first 5 expenses put in. I'm not going to spend time putting in each transaction, so I'll just put in some more and we'll bring it up, and then we'll continue there. Before I re-enter in new transactions, I wanted to point out that you might notice this grid is not sorted by date, and so our running balance over here isn't exactly accurate. So to resort, we'll just click on resort by date, and there we go. Everything is in date order, and now our running balance is correct. Okay, now it's time to enter in the rest of the transactions. Okay, here we are, and we have all of the transactions and recurring templates entered. You'll notice we've got several expenses and income here. One thing you also want to notice is at the bottom, you notice the new row we're adding. If I wanted to add another recurring template, you'll notice that if I hit tab from here, it tabs to resort by date and tabs out of the grid. That's because you cannot enter any information in at the bottom row until you have a valid recurring template defined. So that's that. Okay. Now we have them entered, let's generate from recurring and fill out the rest of September, since we've got groceries and gas and paychecks. Got to get the rest of them entered. So we'll just click on generate from recurring. Okay, and the bank account will start and end bank account, my checking account. You may, if you have multiple bank accounts, which you can have in this program, then you can change the start and end to that. And the generate to date, we'll change that from October 31 to the end of September, September 30. Click OK. It says 7 transactions generated. So that means that's 7 transactions that it generated we don't have to enter on our own. So that's a big data entry time saver for us. Okay, click OK. And there we go. And everything is in there in the system. You can scroll down and there's, you can see how the balance goes up and down over time. And you can see the date and see we got multiple groceries and gasoline on the every week, and our paycheck comes in every 2 weeks starting 9/11 and now it's on 9/25, and everything's entered for us. Now let's pretend that the date is now September, we'll say September 15th, and we want to see which transactions have cleared the bank. So we go onto our bank's website and we put in the current balance. We find the current balance and we put in, we'll say 1,000, let's see, hold on. We'll say $1,404.45. So we'll do 1404.45. That tells us how much money we have now. It's our current balance. And suddenly, oh my goodness, we've got negative balances here. Well, that's because we've changed the current balance that we got from our bank account website. Now we need to clear transactions that have already cleared our bank account. So we'll say groceries is cleared, so just click check on that and notice the balance gets updated. And we'll say the city water and utilities bill has cleared, and we were able to fill up our car with gas on that day around there, so that's cleared. And we'll say our house payment's cleared. Okay, and the plumber has cleared. And we'll say the internet is cleared. Or you can just hit the down arrow and hit space to check the cleared. That goes faster than using a mouse. Okay. And we'll say the auto insurance is cleared. And we already got our groceries again, and our gasoline has gotten through. Okay, and there we go. The car payment has yet to clear, so we'll just wait on that. But our pest control hasn't cleared yet, so you can see how it updates the balance. And then you just click on save. And there we go. Now it's up to date. Now, since it's getting towards the end of September, we want to see what October is going to look like. So just click on the generate from recurring. And we'll generate to date on October 31. So we'll get all transactions all the way up to October 31. Click OK. It says 20 transactions generated. So that's a big time saver. Don't have to enter all of those. So we click OK. And there we go. They're all in. We can click down and down arrow and see how it affects us, and just everything is all there. And you can see how the balance goes up and down over time. So it looks like we have everything entered and cleared. So we'll just close out of this program, out of this window. And now the graph shows our balance, our bank's balance, as it goes up and down from the transactions. And you can move over a junction and it'll tell you what the balance is and what day that balance is at. So there you go, everything's there. There's other features in this program that you can check out. For example, you can go to Tools and change the database to, so if you want to link to another user's database and share their data, or if you've got multiple computers in your house and you want everybody to use the same database, you can change the database. You can go to Advanced Find and make queries, advanced queries, or you can, of course, we already done bank accounts and recurring templates. You can also see a graph. We already got the graph or the details, everything that came out, and that's pretty much it. So this, I hope, helps you to be able to better manage your bank account and, most importantly, avoid overdraft fees. Okay, well, you have a good day and thanks for watching.